Anyone who hunts the West knows that a key piece of kit is to have a good quality spotting scope. Hunting the wide open tracts of land and steep mountainous terrain, you swap out glass for boot tread. Using a spotting scope will save you hours of burned daylight trying to get into position on a great animal, only to find out that he isn't the animal that you want to burn your tag on. By using good quality glass, getting to a good vantage point, and sitting back and looking for your shooter before you ever start your stalk, you will have a higher rate of success and kill better animals. It will also help you in the off-season identify and track various specific animals so that you're better prepared with a good knowledge of the dirt long before hunting season. This scouting is the best way to bring home the backstrap every season. Let's look at 5 key things to look for in choosing your spotting scope. Get enough glass to easily handle the distance that you will most likely need to see. You want to get a spotting scope with a large enough magnification range to be able to get a good estimate of the inches of bone on the head of your game at over a mile away. You want to see if he has any broken beams, count the forks, and also see if he's healthy. Keep in mind that if you will mainly use your spotting scope in the mountains, that you likely don't need to pay for more magnification than a 20 to 60 power. Having a telescope that will see craters on Mars is big and heavy, so get enough glass, but don't overspend on getting more than you need. You also want to make sure that the objective lens is large enough. The objective lens is the large lens at the end. The larger this lens, the more light is gathered. This will extend your glassing sessions earlier in the morning into later in the evening. It will also let you track animals, see the terrain, and plan your stalk even in twilight hours. The wider the objective lens, the wider your field of view will be, meaning that you can see more terrain on full magnification. Again, the larger the objective lens, the heavier it will be. We may be talking a 7-ounce difference between a 60mm and an 80mm, but when you're carrying that scope and the tripod in an already full pack all day, you'll notice that 7 ounces. But the main weight difference you'll notice is how much lighter your wallet will feel after you buy more objective lens than you can really use effectively. If you need that extra light and wider field of view, definitely get it, but if you don't need it, save the money. If you're using your spotting scope for that same hunt that you get a tag for every year, it may not be in your best interest to spend top dollar for a spotter. In that situation, you'll likely care more about a no questions asked lifetime warranty that will replace it or repair it if you do something unfortunate, like drop your spotter off a cliff or run over it with your truck. If it breaks in the field on your hunt, you'll have time to send it in for repair before the next season. However, if you're going on a $50,000 Dall sheep hunt or you draw a once-in-a-lifetime moose tag in the Henrys, then you really need to know that that scope is going to perform. In that case, you want to choose a brand with a stellar reputation for performance and reliability. I hear too often from people in this situation who had their spotter fail and they had to eat their tag soup while thinking of the couple of $100 that they saved not getting a better and more reliable spotting scope. The best warranty in the business doesn't help them get that experience back. I also suggest that if you're in this position, that you get a brand new spotting scope that you know hasn't been dropped or beat up or left to simmer in the heat on the dashboard of someone's truck where the glue can melt. For your every year tag in the same old unit, buying a used scope from someone upgrading is just fine. Most of those lifetime warranties transfer to the new owner, and they will transfer to whomever you sell it to when you decide it's time to upgrade. Take a hard look at the warranty of the scope that you're considering, as some of the highest priced scopes have some of the worst warranties. Every scope that you look through will be perfect in the bright fluorescent lights of the store, looking from the back wall to the front of the store 100 yards away. But they tell a very different story when you take them outside and look at a landmark a mile away at twilight. I like to buy my spotting scope in the evening as the sun is starting to set and see if they'll let me take them outside. That's really the true test of a spotting scope. If the store is understaffed and can't have someone walk out with you, test your buddy's scope in this way and see how it looks. Is the image sharp from edge to edge, or does the focus fall off around the rim of the lens? Is there black banding visible around the fringe, or can you clearly see from one side of the lens to the other? How is the color accuracy? Better spotting scopes have special coatings that improve the clarity of the image. One feature that isn't a feature that gets talked about by spotting scope manufacturers is twilight factor. Any company that tells you they have a better twilight factor than their competitor is feeding you a marketing sandwich. Twilight factor is a mathematical formula that multiplies the objective lens by the magnification. Every scope uses the same formula to achieve the same result. One feature that will keep your scope looking as sharp as the day you bought it is if it's purged and what it is purged with. Good scopes are sealed airtight and purged with an inert gas that keeps the insides positively pressurized to prevent dust and moisture from seeping inside. Moisture getting inside, even from humidity in the air, can condense with rapid temperature changes. This thermal shock can create a distorted and cloudy image like fog on a window, and if it's bad enough, it can completely obscure your view with large water droplets. The lower end optics use nitrogen to purge the internals, and higher end scopes use argon. Both are inert gases that do not interact with internal components, but the larger molecule size of argon does a better job of staying in place after many years and many bumps and drops. There's a lot of terminology around purchasing optics, and it's important to know what they all mean. Some are specific to the manufacturer, some are mathematical formulas that are inherent in all optics, and some are just made-up terms that don't mean anything significant. One biggie is ED or HD glass. This is extra low dispersion glass or high definition glass or high density glass. This means that there are less inclusions and denser glass that lets light through with fewer inclusions that can refract the light waves and create chromatic aberration. Chromatic aberration occurs when the different colors of light waves are distorted and can create a color shift because one ray of color meets and refracts at a slightly different frequency. A good spotting scope, that is, one that costs a lot of money, will use ED or HD glass and special coatings layered together to correct chromatic aberration. Another one that you'll hear thrown around is shot glass. Schott is a brand name of a German company that makes a special borosilicate glass that has high density, low dispersion, extreme hardness and toughness, and is less distorted by temperature variations. It's generally known as Pyrex glass, and it's used by some manufacturers to create excellent lenses. Only glass made in Germany is supposed to carry the Schott name, but some lower quality borosilicate lenses made in China are showing up with the Schott name attached to them. Exit pupil and twilight factor are really two sides of the same coin. They're both mathematical formulas that are a factor of the objective lens size and the magnification. Twilight factor is the objective lens multiplied by the magnification. Exit pupil is the magnification divided by the objective lens. The key is to get both of these numbers as high as possible without overspending to get more than you need. The higher the exit pupil and the twilight factor, the better your view will be with less light. The higher these numbers are, the higher the price tag tends to run, so figure out how much you really need and you do the math. Field of view is sometimes expressed as a distance in feet and meters at a specific distance and magnification. Sometimes it's expressed as an angle. Obviously, lower magnification is going to show you a wider slice of the dirt than a higher magnification that is going to zoom in on a specific area. The higher the angle or distance that can be viewed at a specific magnification, the more awareness you will have of what is going on around what you're looking at. It will also be easier to find your target in the lens. The other big deal is eye relief. This falls more into the realm of comfort. This is the optimal distance your eye needs to be from the eyepiece to see the full image in the eye box. A longer eye relief requires less scrunching up of your shoulders to hold your eye in the optimal placement close to the scope. A shorter eye relief also has a shorter sweet spot and is less forgiving if your eye placement isn't optimal. Another comfort issue is whether the eyepiece is angled or straight. Straight eyepieces are great for flatlanders, and angled is a better choice for uphill or downhill viewing. Many higher-end scopes have an adjustment screw on their angled eyepiece that lets you rotate the viewing angle for comfort so that you look more into the side rather than having to be on top. Get whichever works best for where you are most likely to hunt. I would argue that not only do you need a spotting scope, but choosing the best accessories for your scope will make a huge difference and how satisfied you are with your purchase. A fidgety tripod, a sloppy mount, or a camera system that falls off frequently will make even the highest end and expensive spotting scope seem like a bargain basement user experience. Here are a few of my choices for great accessories that will help you get the most from your scope. A Manfrotto tripod is not an inexpensive purchase, but well worth every penny. The liquid head, ultralight design, and the ability to lock it where you want it and have it stay there makes it a must-have. Many other tripods that are a lot lighter will shake in the breeze when you try to look through your spotter. They'll also cause the point of aim to drift as you tighten them down. You line it up right where you want it, and as you try to lock it into position, the scope drifts up and to the right as you tighten the knobs. Getting your scope right where you want it to be is a real chore with a cheaper tripod and a piece of cake with a Manfrotto. I like to take video and photos through my spotting scope and have played around with a bunch of adapters for this purpose. Every single one of them was terrible and ended up in the trash with one exception. I have a phone scope case for my phone and an adapter for all of my optics. This is the only case that I didn't have to constantly fiddle with to keep it on, line it up, and make it work. The phone scope fits my phone and actually protects it from drops like a standard case. It has a 3-lug disc on it that goes over the camera and works with an optic-specific adapter that goes onto your optic. For some of the less standard optics out there, they also have 2 sizes of universal adapters. The phone scope creates the perfect amount of eye relief, centers the image on your camera, and is very easy and simple to use. I use it frequently when filming for these videos, and it's a must-have for me in the field. It is also much more comfortable after hours of glassing to look at a large screen than squinting through an eyepiece. Get yourself a good microfiber cleaning cloth to wipe off your lenses without risk of scratching them or damaging the coatings. I like the Spuds cleaning cloths because they easily attach to my lens cover strap and also tuck up inside of a neoprene pouch so that they're always accessible and they're protected from debris. They're inexpensive and small, and it's nice to have a few tucked away in various places so that you aren't searching around for your cleaning cloth. Or get the Spuds Pro with the Spuds Fog Off cleaning spray and tackle that really dirty lens while protecting it from outside fogging. If you're looking to up your hunting game to go after larger trophy quality animals, there's nothing that will help you more than a spotting scope. It will save you time, let you cover more ground, and let you select better animals to stalk long before you invest the shoe leather. See the extensive selection of spotting scopes at your Sportsman's Warehouse optics counter and let one of our helpful and knowledgeable associates help you choose the perfect scope for this season.